to Talking Points.
Trump's condition appears to be stable, but confusion has swirled since his positive test last Thursday. Until Saturday, Americans were told the president only had mild symptoms. This even after he checked into Walter Reed on Friday afternoon. Eventually, it was revealed that the president received 2 doses of supplemental oxygen. He's also been on remdesivir, a heavy anti-inflammatory called dexamethasone, and an experimental antibody treatment from Regeneron. Talking Points analyst Michael Furnari joins us with the latest on the president's condition. So, Mike, we know that the president is set to be discharged within the next 30 minutes from Walter Reed, but what is the latest on his condition?
Well, Brandon, right now the outlook appears to be quite an optimistic one. So we heard from Chief Doctor in this situation, Sean Conley, today. He gave an answer that's very simple, but it's been receiving a lot of attention online. He said very simply, you've seen the tweets, you've seen the videos, he's back. And of course, there may be some credence to that. So he hasn't received oxygen treatment since Saturday, and the one he received Saturday was quite a mild one. He hasn't had a fever in about 72 hours. And so it looks like he may be out of the woods, at least temporarily, at least for now. So there was that stretch late Friday, early Saturday, where I think people were really very concerned about what was going on and potentially that the president's condition was extremely serious. It appears that we may be out of that for now, pending further details.
So, Michael, backing up just a little bit, can you give us a timeline, or the timeline on how and when we believe the president contracted the virus?
Well, Manny, it appears that this kind of initially stemmed from a campaign event on Thursday. So in Minnesota, there was a campaign event, and on the way back from that event, Hope Hicks, who works in communications for the White House, was experiencing symptoms on the plane ride, and she began to isolate herself on the plane, but President Trump was subject to a rapid test on the plane ride back, and that's when he first tested positive. He told people about this at 1 a.m. on Twitter, so it was early Friday morning. Now, what people are speculating about is that, maybe this outbreak started at the Barrett hearing last weekend. So, COVID has really been going around Capitol Hill, particularly with Republican lawmakers, and a lot of the cases have been traced back to that hearing on Saturday, that event in the Rose Garden. So some people have speculated that, but we're not exactly sure where it started. We know for the president, it started in Minnesota with Hope Hicks.
So, Mike, obviously there was all this confusion over the weekend, and one person who really didn't help with that confusion was Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. What exactly did he do to fan the flames there?
Well, Brandon, as we mentioned, late Friday, early Saturday, there was a ton of confusion about what exactly was going on with President Trump. And Mark Meadows spoke to reporters on Saturday, and what he said then was seen as very concerning. He said that the next 48 hours are going to be critical for the president's condition, and that, we don't know what his vitals are going to be over the next 48 hours. Now, President Trump tried to contradict that statement because he ended up publishing a video that night. And it's sort of been swept under the rug recently. We haven't really seen much of a punishment for Meadows because, as we know, the Trump administration does not take particularly kindly to leaks of information. So that's something to keep an eye on going forward, is whether Meadows receives any kind of punishment or whether this kind of jeopardizes his job.
And how about what may come next as far as the president's treatment? What do we know?
So what we know is that he's been prescribed remdesivir in the near future, as Brandon mentioned. So that was the first drug he received, and he's going to be receiving another dose for that during his discharge. So he's heading to the White House tonight. What we don't know exactly is what the conditions are going to be in the White House. So we know that he's going to be able to construct some facsimile of the same treatment he was receiving in the White House. What we have not heard yet is what exactly the status is with regards to isolation. Sean Conley did not feel at liberty to share that with the public. So we know he's going to be receiving some drugs. He's returning to the White House. His condition appears stable for now, but exactly what the conditions are, exactly when he'll be back out on the road, we don't really know as of now. Thanks, guys.
Michael, thank you.